अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। In the first two sections of the first chapter, we have seen how the Parabrahma is the cause of this world and also the Antaryami, the inner controller. So, Prakriti is not the cause of the world, Jiva is not the cause of the world, Maya is not the cause of the world, but it is the Parabrahma. Then the second thing was, although it is said that the world is the manifestation from Prakriti, yet the Antaryamitva, the inner controllership, is with Parabrahma and not the Prakriti or the Jiva. Now the third aspect of this Parabrahma is taken for discussion, that this Parameshwara is the substratum, support, Aadhar of everything in this world. And this is how the truth is presented to us as the substratum of the world. Now this begins from the first sutra of the Tritiya Pada. Dyubhadhyayatanam swashabdat. It is a very complicated sandhi. Dyu and bhu adi ayatanam swashabdat. So dyu is Swargalok, bhu is Prithvilok, adi etc. Therefore, Dyu bhadya ayatanat. Dyu bhu adi ayatanam. This Paramatma is the ayatanam, the support of the various world. And this Paramatma is indicated to be the support because Swa Shabdat, the word Swa, which is indicated as the self or Paramatma, is used whenever this Paramatma is indicated as the support or the substratum of the world. For example, in Mundokopanishad this thing comes. See, what happens, I am writing some commentary on Vedanta Dindima. It will come out maybe in 3-4 months' time. So, the topic is Vedanta Dindima, the declaration or proclamation of Vedanta Shastra. So, every principle or theme is indicated and then the suffix comes, Iti Vedanta Dindima. Therefore, whatever is presented as a principle, as a commentary, we must provide the appropriate declaration of the Upanishadic statement. Then only the commentary is meaningful. Otherwise, the commentary remains incomplete. So, one person was reading And he said, Swamiji, why should we give the original mantras? Because even the simple text is difficult to understand. And in that we give the original Upanishadic mantras, it becomes more difficult. Now why this thought comes in mind? Because the purpose of the Iti Vedanta Dindima is not understood. See, whatever is said by anybody must be authenticated by the authority of the scriptures. Then only what is said is valid. If the authority of the scriptures is not appended to the statement made by anybody, then it is null and void. We don't accept. Now this is Brahma Sutra, and when this sutra is said, Dyu Bhu Adi Ayatanam Swashabdat, Paramatma is the support of all the lokas, Bhulok, Bhuvarlok, Swarlok, because it is indicated by the word Swa or Atma. Now, this is the statement. Now show where it is said. And therefore we quote the original scriptures. In Mundaka Upanishad it comes, Yasmin Dev Prithvi Antariksham Otam Manassah Pranaischa Sarvaihi Tame Vaikam Janatha Atmanam Anya Vacho Vimunchatha Amrutasya Esha Setuhu. So when the truth is revealed to the student, it is said, Yasmin, in him, this Dev Prithvi Antariksham, all the various worlds, Manaha Pranaihi Saha Sarvaihi Otam, is knit together, and tam eva ekam janatha, and know that one alone, that alone is worthy of knowing. And the statement which is more important for us, more than Parabrahma, that anya vacho vimunchatha, give up all other unwanted discussions and talks. So the statement remains the same, one mantra. From that one mantra, what is taken by us for understanding? The Brahma Sutrakar tells that one Parabrahma is the substratum of everything. Because he is talking from Brahma Sutra point of view. And for us as the seeker, the instruction of the scripture, Shruti Mata, is Tam eva ekam janatha. Know that and that alone. That is only worthy of knowing. But what about the Jagat and the Jiva and then the Papa and the Punya and all that? Anya vacho vimunchata. Give up all unwanted talks. This alone is Amrutasya Esha Setuhu. This alone is the bridge which will take us to the immortality. And therefore, this Parabrahma is indicated as Atmanam Janatha, as one's own self. And therefore, this Brahma, to be recognized as the self, is the substratum of the world. Now our problem comes. We take ourselves to be the substratum of the world without recognizing ourselves to be Brahman. And then when it is said that Mai eva sakalam jatam, Mai sarvam pratishthitam, in me the whole world is, in me even ignorance is not fully available. What about the whole world? Forget about knowledge and wisdom. Because in me, the understanding of the word me for me is a limited being. And keeping this understanding of I as a limited being, the subsequent meaning of the mantra becomes redundant. And therefore, first we recognize ourselves to be Brahma Swarupa, then this mantra becomes meaningful. Like I was reading the other day, one Mahatma was called to court for something. He said, I will not come. What you have to do? So the magistrate comes to his place, and so many questions are asked, and he answers all those questions from the supreme reality point of view. And that person says that you have given him this thing. Why only that person? To everybody I only give. He says that you were present there when this was done. He says, yes, everywhere I am present. Show me the place where I am not present. Finally, that magistrate goes away. So, anya vacho vimunchatha. Therefore, this Atma is Paramatma Swarupa and then can be understood as the substratum of this world. So, another logic hetu is given in the next sutra. Muktopasrupya vyapadeshat. Because this Paramatma is worthy of seeking by the liberated people. The one who seeks Jivatma is not liberated. And therefore, it is the Paramatma who is the substratum of the world. In the same Upanishad, this is said, Yatha nadyaha syandamana samudrestam gachanti nama rupe vihaya tatha vidvan nama rupad vimuktaha parat param purusham upaiti divyam. Just like the rivers end up their individuality, names and forms when they merge with the ocean, in the same manner Vidvan nama rupad vimuktaha san, discarding the limitations of the names and the forms, parat param purusham upaiti, is merged with the supreme reality. And therefore, here this Parama Purusha, Atma Tattva, which is sought after by the wise liberated one, cannot be the Jiva, it has to be Paramatma. And this is how the sadhana is indicated in our Mundaka Upanishad, where it is said, Pranavo dhanusharo yhatma brahma tallakshamuchyate apramattena vedhavyam sharavat tanmayo bhavet. The Pranavo dhanuhu sharo yhatma brahma tallakshamuchyate. The Pranava Onkara is the bow and Jivatma is like the arrow, and that Brahma is the target which is to be sought or reached by the Jivatma. Therefore, apramattena vedhyavya, without any inadvertence, one should fully and totally be dedicated to this one and one theme alone. This is how the Paramatma is the Adhara and not the Jivatma. When this is said that this Prithvi or all the Bhutas, they are the effect of the Prakriti. Therefore, the simple reason is the cause is present in the effect, and therefore Pradhana or the Jada Prakriti should be accepted as the substratum or the support of this world. Why you are bringing Paramatma in between? Otherwise, what will happen to the Prakriti of the Sankhyas? This is now taken for discussion in the third sutra. Na anumanam tat shabdat anumanam atat na anumanam atat shabdat anumanam, this Prakriti or Pradhana of the Sankhya is also referred by the word Anumana. If you remember in Vivek Chudamani, Bhagwan Shankaracharya, while describing the Maya, there he uses the word Karyanumeya Sudhiyaiva Gamya. Karya Anumeya. Prakriti is inferred from the effect. It is not directly known. And therefore, the Anumana is the one word used to indicate Prakriti, which is Kalpita, Anumita, inferred. So this Prakriti or the Anumita Kalpita Pradhana cannot be the cause of this Dyulok, etc. because Atat Shabdat, in this particular topic of Mundaka Upanishad, nowhere the topic of Prakriti is brought in between. Therefore, How do you suddenly say that Prakriti is the cause of this world and not Parabrahma? Now, why this type of thoughts or doubts come in our mind? Because we have read so many things, and thereafter, when we take a particular text for studies, that time the main theme which is being developed by the teacher, that main theme should not be forgotten. If the main theme is forgotten, then the other knowledges that we have gathered, that comes and disturb the original thought which we are supposed to pursue. It is something like this. Many grihasthas, they come and ask questions about meditation. And their question is, Swamiji, how to meditate when the husband is angry? So our answer is, why you meditate when your husband is angry? Don't meditate. Then what will happen? Then he will meditate. Somebody has to meditate. So, first of all, meditation is not understood. Then, thereafter, what is our position when we have to meditate, when we don't have to meditate? That is not understood. Then how can we go ahead? Similarly, the reference of a particular topic should be clear in our mind. Further, if this word Prakriti is nowhere referred in this particular Upanishad, even then, this can be referred to the Jivatma. Atma can be also referring to Jivatma. So let us say that Jivatma is the support of this world. And in this Jivatma, the whole world is existing. Similar thought, if you remember, comes in 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. There, Bhagavan tells about Apara Prakriti, Bhumirapo, Nalo, Vayu, etc. And this is Apara, Itaha Anyatu Para Jiva Bhutam Prakriti, Yaya Idam Jagat Dharyate. So there it is said that by this Para Prakriti, this whole world is supported. So are we talking about this Jivatma as the support of this world? On this topic, the sutra tells us, Prana Bhrucha Cha, and so also Prana Bhrut, this Pranadhari Jivatma also cannot be the support of this world, because this Atma is indicated as Ananda Swarupa and Amruta, etc. The Jivatma is not Ananda Swarupa. He is a miserable guy, and therefore this Jivatma cannot be the support or the meaning of the word in this Upanishad as Paramal. Further, another reason is given out. Bheda Vyapadeshat. Again, this Jivatma also cannot be the support of the whole world, because Jivatma is very clearly indicated as separate from the Paramatma. When it is said for the Jivatma that Dura Sudure Tadihanti Kecha Pashyasu Ihaiva Nihitam Guhaya. In Mundakopanishad it comes that Jivatma, he who discovers his essential self, which is far away for the ignorant and which is very close for the wise. He who discovers this reality, Pashyasu Ihaiva Nihitam Guhayam. In this very cave of heart, he who discovers, he attains immortality. Therefore, here Jivatma and Paramatma is very clearly indicated as separate from each other. Therefore, from the authority of the topic, this is referring to Paramatma and not the Jivatma as the support of the world. Further, next sutra, Prakaranat. Prakaranat, because the topic is that of Parabrahma Paramatma. See, if you will take various Upanishads that we have studied, if we take the first thing we studied was Kenopanishad. In Kenopanishad, the student asks whatever question, and whether it was the first question, Kene Shitam Padati Preshitam Manaha, or whether it was, I have understood it properly well, Jadimanya Se Suvedeti, or in the third chapter where it was the Yakshopa Upakhyan, or in the fourth one it was that Upanishadam Bruhi. In all those four topics, the theme is that of Paramatma. So although the dealings or the dealt with method differs, yet the one who is dealt with is only the one reality. Therefore, from Prakaranat, we must know that it is, what is the Prakarana? About this, I remember I told you once one very good experience that this Ramayana serial was meant for bringing importance of Lord Rama in the minds of the listeners. And one child in Delhi, that time he was small, now he's grown up, he's in college. So when he was asked, so what you like to become like? Naturally everybody, particularly his mother, expected that he will like to say that I want to become like Lord Ram. So he said, I want to become like Ravan. Now why? Because there is such a joy, you have got 10 heads and I can't do it. What is Rama all the time crying? I don't want that. So Prakaranacha, that time the sutra comes. It is not the Ravanayan, it is the Ramayan. Because when the theme is not understood, we go in tangent. Therefore, Prakaranat, this Paramatma who is the Sarvadhar, support of all, Sarvakaran, cause of all, Sarvajna, Sarvashaktiman, he alone can be the substratum of this world and not the Jivatma. Further, in addition to this, next sutra, Sthiti Adanabhyam cha. Sthiti Adanabhyam cha. In this Jiva and the Paramatma, they are separately described to be present in the body simultaneously. How Sthiti as Anashnan and the Adanabhyam while eating. In Mundokopanishad again this mantra comes, Dva Suparna Savija Sakhaya Samanam Vruksham Parishashvajate Tayo Anyaha Pippalam Swadumatti Anyaha Anashnan Avicha Kashiti. So the Jivatma and Paramatma, they are very clearly and separately described. The Jivatma is the one who is undergoing all the experiences of the karma phala, and Paramatma is Anashnan. He is not participating in the various experiences of the Jivatma, therefore Avichakashiti, he is ever shining in his own glory. And thus, the Paramatma is the Adhar, substratum of this world and not the Jivatma. So, up to these 7 sutras, this one point is brought out. That supreme reality called as Parabrahma Paramatma is the Adhar of this world, and there is no way to accept that this Sankhya Jada Prakriti or the Jivatma can be accepted as the support of this world. Now, from here, 8th Sutra, new topic is taken. In the earlier statements, it was said that the one which is the support of this Bhulok, Dyolok, etc., he is called as Atma. And this Atma itself is Parabrahma Paramatma, not Jivatma. Okay. But then if we see another Upanishad, because this was brought out from Mundaka Upanishad, but if we see another Upanishad such as Chandogya, there Naradji asks questions from Sanat Kumarji. Because Narad is frustrated and I am so depressed, dejected, do something. And to that student, Sanat Kumar Guru Maharaj tells. And while telling him in that sequence, he is told, Narad is told, the Nama, Vani, Mana, Sankalpa, Chitta, Dhyana, Vijnana, Bala, Anna, Jala, Teja, Akasha, Smarana, Asha, These are about 14-16 of them. So these are the various places where you should try to fix your mind. So start from Nama, then Vani, then mind, Sankalpa, Chitta, etc. And at the end it was said that all of them are nowhere comparable with reference to Prana. And therefore the Prana is the Supreme and he is the Bhuma and he is the Atma. And therefore this Prana Shabda is referring to the Jivatma. And in this manner we should accept the meaning of Atma as Jivatma and not Paramatma. This is the question raised because what you have established is from the Mundaka Upanishad or Shvetashvatara Upanishad. But in Chandogya, the topic tells different meaning. Therefore, the next topic is taken in the 8th Sutra. Bhuma samprasadat adyupadeshat. Samprasadat means jivat. Samprasad is the word used in Chandogya Upanishad to indicate the jivatma. So samprasadat, in comparison to the samprasada pranavacha jiva, bhuma, Brahma is bigger than the biggest. Adhi upadeshat. This is how the Brahma is indicated as superior, bigger than the biggest, even than the jiva. And this is how the word Atma is not indicating Jivatma but the Paramatma. Here the topic comes like this. The mantra goes, Yathava aranabho samarpita evam asmin prane sarvam samarpitam pranaha pranena yati pranaha pranam dadati pranaya dadati pranoha pita prano mata prano bhrata pranasvasa prana acharyaha prano brahmanaha. So in this manner yathavan ara nabhau samarpita, just like the spokes are surrendered in the hub of a wheel, in the same manner etat sarvam etasmin prane samarpitam, everything is surrendered in this prana parabrahma, and pranaha pranena yati. Now this Paramatma alone is functioning through prana, and in this manner this prana, the supreme reality alone is pita, mata, bhrata, svasa, acharya, brahmanaha. And in this manner this samprasada or the prana or the atma is referring to the Paramatma and not the Jivatma. Because while explaining this, the topic further goes that if Jivatma is not the substratum, then what is the Paramatma? Because Jivatma we may understand to some extent. The one who is suffering, the one who is going from one life to another life. So the first success of the teacher or the scriptures is to bring to the cognition of the student the possibility of Jivatma Bhava. Then only he can inquire about Paramatma. A person who is buried only in the Dehatma Bhava, that I am this particular body and everything in relation to this body, husband, wife, children, mother, father, that alone is the total world. That person can never grow spiritually. Therefore, the first success is to kindle this lamp in the mind of the student, the possibility of the Jivatma Bhava. Now, when we accept this, you will see our perceptions have a total different dimension. When we accept ourselves to be Jivatma, then we will never limit our analysis with reference to our experiences only of this particular body and this particular interaction with the world. Then there is a possibility that before the creation of this body, we existed, and in this body we are existing, and after this body is destroyed we continue to exist. Therefore, essentially, although in the body we are something other than the body, If this hypothesis is fully understood, that we are someone other than the body, all the problems in relation to the relative existence, they are solved on the infinite dimension. For example, the problems between let us take the mother and the daughter, or the mother and the son, or the father and the daughter, father and the son. Now, these problems become very serious when I become a father and relate to a son. But fatherhood and sonhood, it is a position given to us. How many fathers are in this world and how many sons are there? If we dissociate ourselves from that individual identification and discover ourselves to be with that status, then so many fathers are there, so many sons are there. There is nothing great about yourself being a father or son. And in this manner, we transcend the limitations of the individualistic existence. And therefore, when the Jivatma Bhava was brought out to Naradji, then the Jidnyasa come that it is said here in Upanishad that he who knows this Satya, the reality, he becomes Ativadi. Ativadi means he doesn't remain to discuss anything with this world. He goes beyond the importance of this world, and therefore for such a student, the knowledge, Shraddha, Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana, etc. becomes very important. And then he is told that this Jivatma, when you inquire about what is the essential nature of this Jivatma, then he is told that this Jivatma is essentially Bhuma, is called as Satyam. In this manner, this prana cannot be meaning Jivatma or Prakriti, but it is the Paramatma alone. Further, 9th Sutra, Dharmopapattescha, and this Bhuma, Atma, his dharma are indicated in the same Upanishad. And those dharma cannot be attributed to Jivatma. Which are those dharma? It comes in Chandogya Upanishad. Yatra na anyat pashyati, na anyat shrunoti, na anyat vijanati, sa bhuma, atha yatra anyat pashyati, anyat shrunoti, anyat vijanati, tad alpam, yo vai bhuma, tad amrutam, atha yat alpam tan martyam, sa bhagavaha kasmin pratishtita, iti sve mahimni. So when Sanat Kumarji explains Naradji, what is the essential nature of this Jivatma? Who is that Paramatma? In whose glory this Paramatma is existing? So, he is told by Sanat Kumarji, there where na anyat pashyati, where there is no trace of otherness, na anyat pashyati, na anyat shrunoti, there is nobody who is hearing something about somebody. There is no sense of otherness. Na anyat vijanati. There is no acceptance of otherness. And this homogeneous principle is called as Sabhuma. He is bigger than the biggest. And contrary to this, Yatra Anyat Pashyati, Anyat Shrunoti, Anyat Vijanati, where there is any trace or sense of otherness, Tad Alpam, that is limited, that is finite. And Yad Alpam, Tad Martyam. All that is limited is destructible, and yo vai bhuma tad amritam, and that which is bhuma, infinite, that alone is immortal, and therefore one should seek only this immortality, supreme reality. So, sa bhagavaha kasmin pratishtitaha iti. Now this bhuma Paramatma is established in what? Sve mahimni. He said he is established in his own glory. He is not dependent on anything in this manner. In this way, this Paramatma alone is indicated as the cause of this world, support of this world, and whatever may be the topic, whether the topic is of Jivatma or Jagat, it is only Paramatma which is to be seen and not them. Now there is another word which comes a number of times in our scriptures, and the word is Akshara. Now this word Akshara, if we see in Bhagavad Gita, is indicating sometime Jivatma, sometime Paramatma, sometime Prakriti. So this word Akshara is meaning what? Even this Onkara Pranava, that is also called as Akshara. So this word Akshara is taken for discussion in the 10th Sutra onward. What this Akshara indicates? Whether the Akshara is indicating in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, Paramatma or something else. Aksharam ambarantadhrutehe. In this Brihadaranyaka Upanishad 3rd chapter, this Aksharam, this word is indicating Parabrahma Paramatma because Ambaranta Dhrutehe, because he is Dhrutehe, he is the Dharanakarta, the support of up to the space. What is the original mantra? The original mantra comes like this. Sahovacha yadurdhvam yajnavalkya divo yadavak prithivya yadantara dhyava prithivi ime yad bhutam cha bhavaccha bhavishyaccha iti achakshate kasmin tadotam protam cha iti. Gargi, she asked Yajnavalkya, that which is above the Dewlok, which is below the Prithvi Lok, which is in between all of them, in which everything, the present, past and future is existing, this Kala and the space and the whole world is existing in which? This is the question asked by Gargi to Yajnavalkya, her husband. There are two places. Here, the husband is the Guru and Gargi is the disciple. In Tripura Rahasya, it is the other way around. There, the wife is the Guru and the husband is the disciple. Therefore, when I take Tripura Rahasya, there is more rush of ladies. Because there find at least, somewhere we are recognized. Hamari maange puri kar. So, then Gargi asked that this Akasha is existing where? So Yajnavalkya says, Etad vaitad aksharam gargi brahmana abhivadanti asthulam anandvam arhasvam adirgham alohitam asneham etc. Hey Gargi, that akshara is the one reality in which everything is existing. And this akshara is what? Tad vadanti asthulam. It is neither gross nor subtle, nor long nor short, nor red nor white. In this manner, in the language of contradiction, all the pairs of opposites are rejected. And this is how this Akshara Tattva is the one which is supporting up to space. And therefore, this word Akshara is indicating Parabrahma and not anything else. So, here again a question is raised that only the cause supports the effect. Therefore, those people such as Sankhya, those who accept Prakriti as the cause of this world, according to them, even space is supported by the Prakriti. So there are two types of now possibilities. According to the Upanishad Vedas, Parabrahma is the support of the world, and according to Sankhya Shastra, this Prakriti is the support of the world. And both of them use the word Akshara. Now, which Akshara we should accept as the final word? Whether Prakriti should be taken the correct meaning of Akshara or the Purusha Parabrahma should be taken. And therefore, why not sometime we have 50-50%? 6 months you rule, 6 months I will rule. So 6 months, let the Prakriti be, Mayavati be. Prakriti is Mayavati. Be the chief minister and the remaining 6 months, the other one. So, to remove this kind of doubt, the next sutra tells, Sacha Prashasanat. Now here, one very important basic difference between Sankhya Prakriti and Vedanta Prakriti has to be understood. Now this topic is elaborately taken here. The Prakriti and the Purusha as described by the Sankhya Shastra. We have seen in our Yoga Darshan also, in Bhagavad Gita 13th chapter also, wherein the Prakritim Purusham Chaiva Vidyanadi Ubhavapi. Prakriti and Purusha, both of them are anadi, without beginning, and according to Sankhya, the Prakriti is independent of Purusha. This is the basic difference between the Prakriti as described by the Vedanta and as said by the Sankhya. So here it is said that Sacha Prashasanat, Sa, that Prakriti, which is supporting up to the space everything, this Prakriti is Prashasanat, is functioning under the Prashasan, under the control and the guidance of the Paramatma. Therefore, if you are talking about Prakriti as defined by the Vedanta Shastra, we agree with you. But if you say the Prakriti according to Sankhya Shastra, we don't agree. And when we agree that Prakriti is the cause or the support of this world according to Vedanta Shastra, we ultimately come to Parabrahma, because this Prakriti is Brahmashraya, does not have independent existence. And therefore, when we say that the Prakriti is supporting the world, but the Prakriti does not have independent existence, then who is supporting the Prakriti? So Parabrahma is supporting the Prakriti. Therefore, ultimately, it is Parabrahma Paramatma alone who is the ultimate support of this world. In this manner, this Akshara is referring to Parabrahma. And this is how in this Upanishad, Brihadaranyaka, it says, Etasya va aksharasya prashasane gargi surya chandramaso vidhruto tishtata etasya va aksharasya prashasane gargi dyava prithivya vidhrute tishtataha. He gargi, etasya va aksharasya prashasane, under the prashasan, controlling rod of this supreme reality, Akshara Tattva, Surya Chandramaso Vidhrutau. The sun and the moon are supported, so also Dyava Prithvi, the space and the earth, they are supported. And therefore, here this Prakriti, Sankhya Prakriti, is not mentioned by the word Akshara, but it is only the Parabrahma which is referred by the word Akshara. Further, in the next sutra, Anya bhava vyavritescha. Anya bhava vyavrutehe. Here in the Akshara, the Anya bhava, the other characteristics of the Sankhya Prakriti, they are rejected. Now here, why this topic becomes very important is, this will shift our attention in our sadhana. Those who are practicing their dhanabhyas, and according to them, if Prakriti is very important, they struggle throughout their life either for asana siddhi, or for pranayam, or for control of the thoughts, or for various kinds of siddhis. Because for them, importance is given to Prakriti, because they are following the philosophy of Sankhya. Their total sadhana becomes Prakriti Pradhan. And then such people, they call somebody as great because they are able to function at the level of Prakriti with ease, which we are not able to do. Once I remember I told you the incidents of our Swami Akhandanji. One lady told him that you do not do any kind of chamatkar, etc. So he said, yes, I don't do. So what? He said, no, but there are many Mahatmas who can do this chamatkar. Yes, they do. So what? Now see, a person who is very gross-minded, For him, what will be the understanding of a chamatkar or a magic? If I am able to lift this glass without touching and bring it to somebody's head and do abhishek from here, so I am able to change the glass, its position and functioning. Then, oh, this Mahatma Ji, he is Divya Mahatma. Without the hand, he can do the abhishek, gross. But we are unable to understand that he who can change the orientation of our life, he who can change our thinking process, how much powerful it must be to control the sthula prakriti becomes a great matter of attraction for those who are sthula buddhi oriented. Now, those in whose presence we are able to discard the importance of matter and the Supreme alone remains the only pursuit, how much more powerful and strength that Mahatma must be having. But what happens? Depending upon the importance that we have given, we start labeling the Mahatma number one. Patthar uthaya. Mahatma number two, light, full uthaya. No. So here, anya bhavo vyavrutescha. In case of this understanding according to Vedanta Shastra, when importance is given to the Purusha Tattva, and this is what ultimately in our Yoga Sutra we have seen, when the Prakriti is controlled, as a result of this control or Swamitva on the Prakriti, the various powers are discovered, which is called as Vibhuti Pada. You have seen that. Now all these powers which are discovered as a result of control over Prakriti, they are discovered by whom? By Prakriti? No, by Purusha. And when this Purusha Prakriti Vivek becomes perfect, and when we are able to inquire about the essential nature of the Purusha, then alone our orientation is to Paramatma, or else we get lost only in the various powers which are gathered as a result of Prakriti Sayyama. But that is not all. This is what is said here. Anya bhava vyavratehe. So the various kinds of things which are indicated in this mantra, they are referring to the Paramatma and not the Jivatma or the Prakriti. So Prakriti, if we have to accept, it should be according to the definition of the Veda Upanishad, which we will see in Shvetashvatar. We have seen this. So another topic is said that in this the word Akshara was proved to be belonging or referring to Parabrahma. But in Prashnopanishad, in the 5th question, it was said that the Omkara is the indicator of both Aparabrahma and Parabrahma. And therefore, how can we say that Akshara, Omkara, is referring only to Parabrahma, not Aparabrahma? This word Akshara we have seen with reference to Mundaka Upanishad, then Chandogya Upanishad, Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Now the same word Akshara is coming in the Prashnopanishad. How there also it is indicating the same. This is said in the 13th Sutra. Ikshati karma vyapadeshat saha. Ikshati karma vyapadeshat saha. Here Parama Purusha is indicated as Sa Ikshata, he thought. So he is the thinker who thought, and therefore he is the Paramatma and not the Prakriti or the Aparabrahma. We have seen in the 5th Prashna of Prashnopanishad where it is said, yaha punaha etam trimatrena om iti etena eva aksharena param purusham abhidhyayita sa tejasi surye sampannaha yatha padodarastvacha vinirmuchyate evam havai sa papana vinirmukta sa samabhi unniyate brahmalokam sa etasman jiva ghanat parat param purusham ikshate. There we were told that he who does the upasana of Omkara by all the three matras, Akar, Ukar, Makar, then what happens? So, trimatrena param purusham abhidhyayita sa tejasi surya sampannaha bhavati. He becomes as powerful as the sun, and thereafter yatha padodara tvacha vinirmuchyate. Just like the snake discards the skin, so also this Purusha discards all the sins, and thereafter he becomes the sinless Jiva. Then Brahmalokam sa etasman Jiva ghanat parat param gacchati. Then Jiva Ghana is Hiranyagarbha. Then the Jiva who has become absolutely purified, he even transcends the Hiranyagarbha. And then Purushayam Purusham Ikshate. Then he discovers his identity with the Parabrahma Paramatma. And in this manner, here this word Akshara is referring to this Parabrahma which is reached by the Jiva. And therefore, here also in Prashnopanishad, Akshara refers to Parabrahma and not the Jivatma. So, one more doubt is said. If this Purusha or the Akshara is referred as staying in the body, Purushayanat, Purushaha, this is how you have proved. But in Chandogya Upanishad, it is said that Brahma Purantargat Dahara Akashe, this Jiva is existing in the Dahara or Akasha. Therefore, if this Paramatma is existing in the Dahara or the Akasha in the heart, so this word Dahara is referring to the Jiva and not the Paramatma. So now the next word which is likely to create confusion is Dahara. See, each and every word is taken. We are taken Akshara various aspects. Atma various aspects, Prakriti various aspects. Now the word Dahara Vidya is also very important Vidya in Chandogya Upanishad. So after reading this Vedanta Darshan or the Brahma Sutra, when you go to your respective places, you study Brihadaranyaka and Chandogya. It is very, very interesting. They might into teachers. I said the Upanishad is interesting, not you. So, what is Dahara? So let us see what is Dahara. 14th Sutra. Daharaha Uttarebhyaha. Now this word Dahara Vidya, Madhu Brahman, there it comes. So this Dahara is the thing worthy of knowing, Jneya Roop. Uttarebhyaha. This is how the word Dahara is described in the subsequent statements. What is said there? Atha Yadi imam asmin brahma pure daharam pundarikam veshma daharo asmin antarakashe tasmin yad anta anveshtavyam tadvava vijidnyasitavyam. It is said there to the student that in the Dahara Akasha, in the space of the heart, there is that which is worthy of inquiry, which is worthy of knowing, vijidnyasitavyam. In this manner, this word Dahara is indicating Parabrahma and not anything else. We are not wanting to know what the Jiva is, what Jagat is, because knowing that we are not liberated from the miseries of life. Therefore, here the word Dahara is indicating only the Parabrahma and not the world or the Jivatma. Because in the subsequent mantras it comes that having known this Dahara, which is Atma, Amrita, Abhaya, is Brahma and also referred as Satya. Therefore the word Dahara refers to Parabrahma and not the Jivatma. This can be proved by other method also. 15th Sutra. Gati shabdabhyam tatha drishtam lingam cha. Gati shabdabhyam tatha drishtam lingam cha. Gati shabdabhyam. Gati, the ultimate abode. The ultimate abode of everything is Paramatma alone. And therefore, this Brahma is the ultimate place to be reached. And therefore, tatha drishtam. In other Upanishadic statements also, similarly it is shown lingam cha, and therefore this description of this dahara as indicated to be Brahman in Chandogya is seen in other Upanishad also. For example, ima sarva praja ahar ahar gachanti etam brahmalokam na vindanti anrutena hi pratyudhaha. It is said that ima sarva praja, every one of us, ahar ahar brahmalokam gachanti, every day we reach Brahmalok. This is very important thing. This is the only difference between Sushupti and Samadhi and realization. In case of Sushupti also we are one with the reality. In case of Samadhi also we are one with the reality. In realization also we are one with the reality. The only difference is, in case of Sushupti, it is said, Vindanti na andrutena hi pratyudhaha. Because of the avarana of ignorance, although we are one with the reality, we know not. So non-recognition of our oneness with the reality is called as Nidra. This is what is called as Sushupti. And holding on to the control over the Prakriti, Chitta Vritti Nirodha Yogaha, and getting lost only in the Sampradnyat, Asampradnyat Samadhi or the Yoga, that is Samadhi. But there also our hold is and attention is only on the Prakriti, not on the Paramatma. But in case of realization, the recognition, therefore recognition, the cognition of our essential nature is the difference. So these are the three things. If they are clear in our understanding, that helps us what kind of sadhana we are doing and what we are supposed to do. So this can be explained only in the language of contradictions. That is how this language of contradiction becomes the only method to explain. For example, if we are awake in the deep sleep, then we are realized. If you are awake in the deep sleep, then how you can be in deep sleep? And if you are in deep sleep, you cannot be awake. But this is the way realization is. That means an impossibility? Yes, impossibility. Therefore, na vindati anrutena hi pratyudha. Every day, every moment, we are one with the reality. See, this topic comes in Tripura Rahasya in another way. There it is said, there are hundreds and thousands of Nirvikalpa Samadhi every one of us experience, and that time we are one with the reality. Every one of us experiences the Nirvikalpa Samadhi when we are one with the reality every now and then throughout our life. Then what is the problem? We have not recognized what is the Nirvikalpa Samadhi. But in case of deep sleep, we know what is deep sleep. And therefore, when we go to deep sleep experience is recognized by us. I was in deep sleep in the class. It is recognized very clearly, isn't it? But when it comes to Nirvikalpa Samadhi, because we have not recognized what is the meaning of the Nirvikalpa Samadhi, although we are in, yet we know not. That is why the word used is pratyabhijna, recognition. What is required is the recognition of our essential nature that we already are. No sadhana is required to be done. It's only the correct recognition. So, gati shabdabhyam tatha drishtam lingam cha. तो इमा सर्वा प्रजा अहर अहर गच्छन्ति एतम ब्रह्मलोकम न विन्दन्ति अनृतेन ही प्रत्यूढ़ा. But because of the covering of the ignorance, they do not recognize this Brahma Tattva. And therefore, this word Dahara in this Chandogya is referring to Brahma and not anything else. Similarly, other place also, the similar thought comes, Sata Somya Tada Sampanno Bhavati. In the Sushupti Avastha, this Jiva is one with the Supreme Reality. Sata, with sad vastu, tritiya vibhakti, sata somya, tada sampanno bhavati, tada sushupti avasthaya. In sushupti avastha, the jiva is merged with the supreme reality, only thing he does not recognize. And therefore, this dahara is referring to the Brahma and not the Jivatma. Further thought is given in the 16th Sutra. धृतेश्च महिम्नः अस्य अस्मिन् उपलब्धेः अस्य अस्मिन् उपलब्धेः. So dhrutehe, in this dahara parabrahma, dhrutehe, the dharana shakti is the glory, because asya mahimna is the glory because of which the Parabrahma is supporting the whole world. And therefore, in this word Dahara, Parabrahma is meant and not anything else. The original mantra goes like this: Athaya Atma Sasetuhu Vidhrutihi Esham Lokanam. This Atma, who is the support of the total world, and etasya va aksharasya prashasane gargi surya chandramaso vidhrutau tishtataha. In Brihadaranyaka, this Paramatma, which is recognized as the self, is the one who is also referred as Akshara, is referred as Dahara in this Chandogya Upanishad. So they are one and the same. In this manner, this word Dahara refers to the Parabrahma and not the Jivatma. One more logic is given in the 17th Sutra. Prasiddhescha. Prasiddhe, popularly known. Prasiddha, it is very well known. What is very well known? The word Dahara Akasha. The word Akasha or the space is always used for indicating Paramatma. Now, the other day I was somewhere. While talking, this thought came, very beautiful thought regarding space, that can really merge ourselves with the Supreme Reality. The sound is the dharma of space. When sound is given importance, the external world appears, Bhutakash. Then, vritti or thought is the name. When the name or the nama is given importance, vritti takes place and the thought is the internal world. So, Rupa refers to the external world and Nama refers to the internal world. Rupa is recognized by the Shabda and Nama is recognized by the Vritti. Rupa therefore refers to Bhutakash, Nama refers therefore to Chittakash. Where from this Nama Rupa, Chittakash and Bhutakash has come? They have come from Chidakash. In Chidakash, there is no Nama Rupa Bheda. Asti Bhati Priya Nama Rupam Cha Panchakam Adyatrayam Brahma Rupam Jagat Rupam Tatodvayam. So what is Jagat? Jagat is, be very attentive, Jagat is a conceptual experience where external and internal division is valid is called as Jagat. In case of Sushupti, this internal external division is not valid. So, this word Akasha is therefore used to indicate Prasiddhescha, used to indicate Paramatma. Therefore, if we remove the Shabda from our life, the external world is erased. If we remove the name, Nama from our mind, the internal world, Vrittis are erased. Vritti Rahit Mana and the formless world merge into the homogeneous experience of Chidakash. Therefore, one of the techniques of meditation is holding on to this principle called as Akash. So when space is creating the division of in and out, we have given importance to Nama and the Rupa. When from the space the importance of Nama Rupa is deleted, we migrate from Bhutakash through Chittakash to Chidakash, the homogeneous experience of undivided conscious existence. That is what is called as Akash. Therefore, in Shruti, this Dharakash is the word. And this is also said in our Taittiriya Upanishad, how the Akasha is referred to Paramatma. Ko hevanyat ka pranyat yadesha akasha anando nasyat. Can anybody live? Can anybody experience anything? Akasha anando nasyat. If this Akasha Paramatma Ananda Swarupa nasyat, if is not there, that means every experience, whether Jagrat, Swapna or Sushupti, all experiences are possible only on the support and substratum of this Dahara Akasha of Chandogya or Akasha of Taittareya or the Akshara of Mundaka or the Chandogya or Brihadaranyaka. These are various words to indicate the same Paramatma as the support of everything. Sarvani va hava imani bhutani akashad eva samutpadyante. In Chandogya it is said, Chandogya Upanishad, there are no Panchamahabhutas, there are only 3 of them. So less work. So from that Paramatma, the Tejas comes, from Teja, the Jala Tattva comes, from Jala, the Anna comes. So Teja, Jala and the Anna. Out of these 3 only the total word is created. So in this manner, Dahara or Akasha is referring to Parabrahma and not to anything else. So, suppose we, for the sake of argument, say that Dahara is referring to Jivatma. If you have to argue something proper, what is funny? Now to this doubt, the answer is given in the 18th Sutra, Itara Paramarshat Sa iti chet Na asambhavad. Itara Paramarshat, suppose Itara, other than the Paramatma, that is Jivatma. Suppose we indicate or imagine by this word Akasha, Hridaya Akash or Dahara Akash, Jivatma is indicated and not Paramatma. Suppose we say like this, so the teacher says, Na asambhavat. This is not possible to accept. Why? Because the description of the Dahara which is given cannot tally with the Jivatma anywhere. So what is said? It is said here, स ब्रूयान्नास्य जरा जरयति जीर्यति न वधेन अस्य हन्यते एतत् सत्यं ब्रह्मपुरेऽस्मिन् कामाः समाहिताः एष आत्मा अपहत पाप्मा विजरः विमृत्युः विशोकः जिगत्सो अपिपासः सत्यकामः सत्यसङ्कल्पः यथा हि एव प्रजा अन्वाविशन्ति ईशानुशासनं यं यम् अनन्तम् अभिकामा भवन्ति यं जनपदं यं क्षेत्रभागं तम तमेव एव उपजीवन्ति. Now this description is regarding this Paramatma. He who is free from the limitations of the Jara Mrityu, the old age and the death of the body, the sins and the merits created by the Jiva, the various urmis of the hunger and the thirst, all these are referring only to Jivatma. It is said he is free from that, and therefore this Dahara Akasha is not referring to the Jivatma. Jivatma is not Satya Sankalpa. His Sankalpas go on changing every now and then. I think from tomorrow onward I will not sleep in the class. And in no time we go. Yesterday I said I believe only in today. So this Jiva is not Satya Sankalpa. One more doubt is raised and answered. Uttarat chet avibhuta swarupastu. Chet uttarat tu avirbhuta swarupaha. Suppose we say that we can prove by the word Dahara Jivatma alone is said. So the reply is tu, no, it is not accepted. Why? Avirbhuta swarupaha. This Dahara Akasha is indicated to be Avihi is Prakasha. So Avihi Sannihitam Nama is of the nature of supreme light or knowledge, and therefore it cannot be the meaning of the Jivatma. The original mantra in the Chandogya is Athaya Esha Samprasadaha. Samprasadaha is referring to Jivatma. So Athaya Esha Samprasadaha Asmad Sharirat Samuthaya Param Jyoti Rupam Sampadya Svena Rupena Abhinishpadya Ataha Esha Atmeti Hovacha Etat Amritam Abhayam Etat Brahma Iti Tasya Hava Etasya Brahmanaha Nama Satyam. So very clearly it is indicated in this mantra that this Samprasada Jivatma Asmad Sharirat Utthaya, when he discards his identification with the present body, then Param Jyoti Rupam Sampadya, he becomes one with the supreme reality, which is called as Dahara or Akshara. And this is Etat Abhayam Amritam Brahma Iti. This is what is called as Amrita Brahma Tattva, and Tasya Brahmanaha Nama Satyam. And the name of this Brahma is Satya Swarupa. And therefore, this Dahara is not referring to the Jivatma, but the Jivatma is only a method by which we are reaching the Paramatma Tattva. So, if this is so, then why they have used the support of Jivatma to prove that the Paramatma is the support of the whole world? This is the question. Now this question is answered in the 20th Sutra. Anyarthascha Paramarshaham. Now this is another very important thing in our scriptures. The Paramarsha is when we discuss something. And Anyartha, what is the purpose of discussion? If the purpose reached by discussion is not clear to us, then all the discussion is null and void. So when, for example, we are discussing creation, so etasmad atmanaha akasha sambhutaha akashad vayuhu, etc., etc. Now when the creation is discussed, what is the purpose of discussion of the creation? If our understanding is creation is discussed to prove that the creation has taken place, then we have not understood anything about the scriptures. The purpose of discussing creation is because we give importance to creation, so that is taken by the teacher as the topic of discussion. And when that is taken as a topic of discussion by the teacher, which we like, then alone we become attentive. For example, the child is to be taught, let us take various sums. 1 plus 1 is equal to 2, 1 plus 2 is equal to 3, 1 plus 3 is equal to 4. Now this is the purpose of the teacher. But the student is not interested at all in learning 1, 2, 3, even if I don't know, how does it matter? And he is right. How does it matter? But the teacher has to teach him, because otherwise he won't get his pay or her pay. Then what the teacher will do? Find out what is that which interests the child the most. So the child is interested in chocolates. Then the teacher brings out the chocolates. This is 1 chocolate. Now the teacher is talking about 1. And the child is listening to the chocolate. So the teacher says, this is 1 chocolate. Say, what is this? This is 1 chocolate. See, the importance is differed. It is not the same. Now, the importance given by the teacher is on the numbers and recognized by the student on the chocolate. But ultimately, the teacher wins. In the same manner, our interest is on Jagat. Here, just outside, when Swamiji was there, we were all sitting. That time this big hall in between was not there. It was very open, nice place. We were all sitting. And there was one NRI asked one required question. So one question was asked. And the same standard question, Swamiji, when and how and why this world is created? So Swamiji said, this question is asked by 397 million seekers for equal number of times and replied in equal different ways. Now again, where from you got this 397 million? So, we never want to know about Paramatma. See? That is how, after going through a lot of devotee treatment, first of all, the seeker, when they go to the Gurukula, as you all have come, you have gone to the Acharya treatment. And because of that, even in the dream, you get the dream that Acharya scolded you. You can never get a dream that Acharya loved you. You can never get it. Isn't it? So, that is the Acharya treatment you go through. After you have gone through the Acharya treatment, then the second treatment through which the seeker goes is the devotee treatment. What is the devotee treatment? We have wrong notion initially that people come to us with an inquiry to know about reality. Forget about it. Nobody wants Paramatma in this world. That is why he is so frustrated. And because he is frustrated, a frustrated person can never see others happy. And therefore he makes us miserable. Up to how? This is how the technique is. So, then we go through the devotee treatment. What is devotee treatment? Devotee treatment is, Swami, Ashirvad Karo. Means what? You listen to what I say. And then you have to go through that. There is no choice. What you should eat, how you should stand, whether you should touch your hand to your nose. Swamiji, shall I remove the nose? I remember a small child. I was sitting like this in my room and just playing with my own fingers. Now, I don't have that freedom or what? I can do anything with my own toes. Swamiji, there is pain. I said, yes, there is pain. So the small baby came and started pressing. Swamiji, where there is more pain? I said, I got pain in my throat. Now start pressing there. This got a devotee treatment. And after you transcend that, then you come to the reality. Then everything in this world becomes null and void, unimportant. Therefore here, anyarthascha paramarshaha. What is the purpose of discussing any topic in the scriptures? There are mainly 3 topics discussed. One is the Jagat, Srishti, Sthiti, Laya. Second is the Jiva. Is karma, prarabdha, sanchita, agami, then gamana, gamanam, going and coming, punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, papa, punya, raga, dvesha, vasana. This is second topic. And the third topic is about the umpire. Umpire is Ishvara. This umpire Ishvara is watching the match between the Jiva and the Jagat. The Jagat is bowling and the Jiva is batting. And this is going on. These are the 3 topics. Now the purpose of study of these 3 topics is to reach their substratum. This is what he said, anyarthascha paramarshaha. So, this dahara word, although seems to indicate that in dahara akashe, in the space in the heart, is situated naturally Jivatma. Because in other Upanishads we come across that the Jivatma lives in the right eye in the waking state, in the Kantha Pradesh in the dream state, and in the heart in the deep sleep state. So we have taken for granted, I understand now, but this Jivatma has got at least 3 abodes. Paramatma doesn't have even 1. It's better to be a Jivatma. So when we get tired of this world, we close our eyes and we come to the Kantha. And there we start experiencing dream experiences. When we are tired of our own dreams, as we are tired of our own world, we go to the heart and stay there silent. When we are tired of our own heart, we come out. And in this manner, the Jiva is going like this from one abode to another abode. This description gives us an illusion that scriptures are talking about Jivatma. Therefore, here anyarthascha paramarshaha. The purpose of these various discussions are not to indicate Jivatma but the Paramatma. And therefore, alpa shrutehe iti ched uktam. And if you say that this dahara is a very small, alpa shrutehe, it is so small, how that small can be accepted as the Paramatma? This can be accepted as Jivatma very easily. And therefore, that which is available in the space in the heart should be accepted as Jivatma, not Paramatma. So the reply is Tad Uktam. We have already discussed this thing. What was discussed? Earlier we have seen that when it is said Paramatma is seated in the heart and is so small, what is meant sukshma, sukshmataram, what is meant is cannot be comprehended through any means of knowledge because he is the source of all knowledge. That is the meaning of sukshmatva. The meaning is not that it is really small. So, tad uktam, we have already explained that. And yet, if you want, we can explain in the next sutra, 22nd sutra, anukrutehe tasya cha. So, tasya jivatma, of this jivatma, anukrutehe, the Paramatma also goes along with that. So, wherever jivatma is entering the new bodies, there Paramatma also enters, means Paramatma is also present. This is how it is said in Taittiriya Upanishad, tasruštva tadevanu pravishata. Having created this world, the Paramatma entered, and this is how this world is created. In Chandogya it is said, sa iyam devata देवताम तिसरो देवता अनेन एव जीवेन आत्मना अनुप्रविश्य नाम रूमे व्याकरोत. In Chandogya it is said that Paramatma alone entered along with the various devatas. Like the Surya Devata entered the eyes, the Dig Devata entered the ears, the Ashwini Kumars, they entered the nose. The Varuna entered the Jivva or the Rasana. Agni entered the Jivva, the speech. In this manner, along with them, Paramatma also entered. And therefore, here, Jivatma, Paramatma, both are referred, but the attention is brought to the Paramatma. So also in Kathopanishad we see, Rutam Pibanto Sukrutasya Loke Guham Pravishto Parame Parardhe. These Paramatma and Jivatma together stay in the heart of this seeker, and there it is the Paramatma which is to be sought and not the Jivatma. Therefore he is said as Mahato Mahiyan and Anoho Aniyan. And so also it is said in the Smriti Granthas. What is said? 23rd Sutra. Apicha Smaryate. And also it is Smaryate. It is said in the Smriti Grantha. What is said? Sarvasya Chaham Hridhi Sannivishtaha. Bhagavan says in the Bhagavad Gita, I am in the hearts of everyone. Hridhi Sarvasya Vishtitam. Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam Hriddeshi Arjuna Tishtati. Avibhuktam Cha Bhuteshu Vibhaktam Iva Cha Sthitam. Anoraniyan, etc. So in this manner, this Paramatma alone is referred and indicated, although the topic is that of Jivatma. Now, there are still more sutras in this particular pada, which we will take in our next class. Have we taken less? What is the time in your watch? I am feeling I have finished talk only for 10 minutes. We are feeling that we have been listening for 10 yugas. Hare Krishna. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnaha Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.